Alright, this video is about gender stereotypes and how it actually affects transgender people. I think a lot of us actually feel like we are supposed to project exactly like every other female out there, but there's so many variations out there. I don't see how that's actually a possibility. If I were to project like every other female, I would be changing every day. I've noticed as I walk around in the store, going down to the airfield, actually going to work, it doesn't matter. Every girl presents differently, and especially in the lesbian, gay community, LGBTQI community, whatever you want to call it, we all present so differently. So basically, there are lesbians I've met that are so girly, and then there are those that are butch, and then there are those that are semi in between. Those are the ones I find super attractive, and there are all kinds of men that do the same thing. So is there really a norm for how gender is supposed to be expressed? I say nay. And a lot of times when I express why I know I'm female, people are like, well, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're female. And I'm like, well, you're right, because I baked cookies and blah, 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 and I love doing like sewing and doing cross-stitching and stuff like that when I was a kid. That doesn't make me female. But in the same sentence, me flying airplanes and playing soccer and also playing hockey does not make me male, because there are women that play in that sport, there are men. There are men who sew, and then there are women. And it goes both ways. That door swings both ways. It is definitely double hinged, and that cannot be ignored. So my whole thing is this: gender can be expressed in any way you damn please, because you are you. It's what you feel on the inside, and you are supposed to only present as you feel comfortable, not as the world sees fit, not as the world has actually hoped you would subscribe to, not as the media has actually portrayed over all the years. Because by the way, the media has portrayed women differently over all the years. So are we supposed to sway to the media as they change? Or are we supposed to just do what we feel comfortable? If you don't feel comfortable wearing makeup, then you better not put on makeup. You need to cater to yourself. You'll be a happy, healthier, more loving, more effective, assertive person if you do that. If you ascribe to the changes of society, and you ascribe to how a female should be typically or stereotypically, you're going to end up meeting lots of misery, because first off, it's not you. Second off, it's very fake. Even the women that are portrayed in most of the videos that you see and most of the magazines you see aren't very real. They themselves have been airbrushed and fixed up and starved themselves and gone on special diets just so they could do that video shoot. And then the rest of the time in their life, they don't look anything like that. So it's strange how some people, you see birthmarks and all kinds of markings on their skin normally, and freckles and this, and then you look at them in the magazines and suddenly those same markings are gone, and their breasts don't look as big or as perky and this and that, and they're working certain camera angles. So why would you ever, subscribe to their idea of how a woman would be? Because let me tell you, we come in all shapes, sizes, and forms, and there is no going around that fact. So if I decide to wear nothing but jeans, guy jeans in fact, and guy shirts and all of that, and get breasts and also, genital reassignment surgery, that's just how I feel comfortable. Also, there's this whole thing for genital reassignment surgery where they want you to live as a female for a specific amount of years before they can let you have genital reassignment surgery. I disagree with that, because what is their standard for living as a woman? And I haven't really studied up on it, but I'm just going to throw this out there because I feel like I want to. Anyways, so does that mean that I have to have long hair, or can I shave my head bald? Because I know bald women. Does that mean that I have to dress as a female? Because I know females that don't dress as a female and are comfortable being female. Does that mean that I have to use a different voice? Because if I don't feel comfortable as a female, or transgender, using a female voice, then why should I do that? Because that's now talking about stereotypes. So do I play into that? And are you going to force me to do that for a certain amount of years just so I can get my genital reassignment surgery? That actually seems very backwards and very stereotypical. So I think that a lot of this needs to be reassessed. And by the way, you just need to present the way you feel comfortable. It's as simple as that. And that is exactly how I present. There's times where I want to get dolled up. That's just the truth. But there's a lot of times where I just don't want to. It's not something I want to do. So quite simply put, that's my take on gender and how we present. Why follow stereotypes? It doesn't really matter. Bye.